Welcome back once again to the Gay Lesbian Moms blog. My idea is to talk about the issues we have and the issues that you have as a gay mom. The issues you have with a two-mom family having to deal with your neighbors, who usually think you're sisters unless you talk to them about it, and having to deal with schools, and having to deal with after-school programs, and having to deal with music programs you do when you're a young girl, when your children are young, and all the fun things you have to do, and how you have to be really comfortable with being out, and you have to make sure that that transcends to your children, so they realize that having two moms isn't a bad thing, that we're not ashamed, or they shouldn't be ashamed. I think it would be fun to bring in other moms. I have a few friends who are moms who are much wittier than I am. And talk about some of the issues they've got. I have a friend, two moms that live a couple streets over. Coincidentally, they have five kids, and two are brand new babies, and they have a 3-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And maybe they're funny because they look, my cat, because they're sleep deprived, but pretty much. I find them incredibly humorous, and things like that, bringing in people to talk about some of the issues that we have to go through. I think it would be interesting, it could be funny, we could relate different stories, things that we go through. The first time we had to go meet the principal of my older son's elementary school, because people told us you probably should go in and talk to them and make sure that they have a good thing about bullying, or if the two-mom thing came up, and if the kids, make sure the principal was okay with it, and that it could be talked about, and that it wouldn't be something that would be a problem in school. And that was an interesting conversation, but it was hard, because I think I'm a pretty strong person, but having to go and declare my sexuality for my children is something that has to happen quite a bit. I have an older son right now who's in private school, and private school people aren't lucky that my dad pays for my son to go to the school, and have the benefits of having only 11 or 12 kids in his class, but dealing with private school parents can be a little daunting, even if I assume even if you're not a lesbian couple. I don't think there are, as far as I can tell, any other lesbian couples in my son's school, so dealing with the teacher conferences and the first night, parent night, when we're the only two moms amongst all these Harvard-bred heterosexual couples, is a little daunting, and something, as I've gotten older, I've realized I don't worry so much about things, but it's still a little scary. So to talk about things like that, I think would be interesting, as well as talking about some of the things your kids do and some of the issues that come home from school with two moms. I think there are a lot of things to talk about that people could relate to, and at the same time, I think you could make kind of funny, quick story. My partner, wife in Massachusetts, she can be my wife. We got married. Not necessarily, again, I didn't think I'd ever be married, but we had to get married because in Massachusetts you can get married, and so I could be on her health benefits. We got married. Again, a little weird, but I'm over that. My wife and partner took my older son to California. My younger son got to go see the Red Sox in spring training, because yay Red Sox. We're Red Sox fans in Massachusetts. And my older son wanted to go to California because he's pretty much TV obsessed, another issue we could deal with. And he's in line, they were in line to go to see the Ellen show, and they're all sitting there and talking, and my 11-year-old son said, yeah, my mom really wants to go see Ellen because my mom's married to a woman just like Ellen is. He's very excited. And of course, in hindsight, you realize that they want to see Ellen, and probably most people know Ellen's gay, most people don't care, and if they do care, they're smart enough not to, I think it's here in California, but they're smart enough not to say anything. And I guess my partner's first initial reaction was, Pete. And the thing of it is, those are things you can't do. You have to make sure that he was proud that he has two moms just like Ellen. So stuff like that was a funny thing that happened, and something to talk about and to tell people about. He was proud, which makes me happy. He was proud to have two moms. So I think that the possibilities abound in things you could talk about, and not necessarily sit in a bedroom like this, but sit in a place, and I could talk to some other moms, and it could be funny, and it could be important, and we could talk about things that are funny things, and things that happen, important things, the things that more and more of us are dealing with, because there are more and more lesbian moms, two-parent moms, and I think more gay men moms, gay men families.